So somebody said that the reason that Juan Croucier, legendary bass player of the band Rat, is not touring right now with them is because he has a big ego. That almost seems like an oxymoron in the world of hard rock. What's going on, everyone? You're watching Sight Sounds Flavors on YouTube, sightsoundsflavors.com. If at any point in time you like the video, smash the like button. Please subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and leave a comment down below. So, sorry, my throat's a little blocked. You know, when I think about this point, I have to ask myself who's making it? Why are they making it? If you watch the VH1 Rat special, like when they talk about how the band broke up, there's a little part in there that tells so much truth. And it's when Steven decides to walk into the studio and Juan had a composition, you know, the producers are in there, the engineers in there, the band's already recorded most of it, and Steven comes in and he just basically throws it in the air, changes the lyrics, changes the arrangements, and then it's okay to go. And then he gets, of course, a co-writing credit, publishing, and all that. And what's funny is the way that he does it, you know, and again, we're going by Juan, okay? So, you know, I'm an attorney, so I like to really look at all sides, and I like to fight, okay? I'll be honest. I like to fight for what I believe in. That's why I became an attorney. And I like to fight for people that I believe in. In this case, I think Juan got royally screwed. We know that he got royally screwed because he got screwed out of the ownership of the name and so many other aspects of the marks for 20 years. We know that. So we know that, you know, he has a history of getting screwed over by these guys. But it really comes down to the way things are done. You know, if we're going by what Juan is saying, and you know, let's go, just for argument's sake, let's go ahead and go with that. You know, Juan's in the studio. Also, on an interview, I think with Bo Hill or somewhere else, Juan talked about how he would tour with, you know, a couple of cabinets and recording equipment and different basses and guitars, and basically he had like a mini studio several times a week or several times a month throughout the legs of each tour. And he was making music. He was doing stuff for Rat, for the benefit of Rat. You know, Rat has to make music and tour. Everything else is secondary. T-shirts, all that stuff, secondary. So basically, if we go by what Juan was saying, Juan would amount to essentially being a workaholic. If we go by what Juan is saying, and Steven decides to walk into the studio, which if you read into that, probably means that he didn't come very often, probably means he didn't stay in contact with Bo Hill or in contact with the other band members or in contact with the label or the A&R guy or anybody. If that's what that might mean, let's go with that, because again, it's a hypothetical. And imagine if those guys are all hard at work. Imagine if it's like, you know, 9 o'clock at night or 5 in the morning and they're about ready to call it a day, and this guy shows up fresh and ready to go because he hasn't been doing anything except for, you know, banging groupies and drinking and racing cars and that sort of thing. And he gets there and he's not even like enjoyable to be around. He gets there, he picks up a paper of lyrics, throws this in the air, says, "I'm not singing this. I'm the singer. It's got to sound right. If I'm going to sing it, it's got to sound right. And this doesn't sound right." And just goes on to like rewriting the lyrics that have been, you know, ironed over and souls have been poured over and wrung out over the course of the last 12 hours. He just walks in, and maybe 12 hours for that session. You know, maybe they had been doing this for weeks. I highly doubt that they wrote a song like Lack of Communication in one session. Maybe they got, you know, like the nuts and bolts of it, but just the finished product, I don't know. Who knows? But the point is, you know, this guy walks in, maybe after not being there the whole day or a whole week or who knows what, walks in, takes charge of the room, picks up the lyrics, throws them in the air, says he's not singing that, it doesn't sound right, proceeds to changing the lyrics, changing the music. Even if just a little bit, it's not what it was. You know, the thing is, people say, "Oh, you didn't change it a lot." Well, you didn't have to change it a lot. Even if you changed it a little bit, it's not the same song anymore. You know what I mean? So if Juan were to get angry, if all of this were true, hypothetically speaking, and Juan were to get angry, does that make him an egomaniac? Or does that just make him a human being?